think all fishermen are scientists in a sense, just by virtue of how they see their environment, how they analyze it to make decisions as to how they fish. Fishermen see things that we don't see and see things at scales that we don't observe. Usually when you find resistance from fishermen to doing research, it's more to do with the management application of the research rather than using the scientific method. This is the fisherman and I coming up with a set of testable scientific hypotheses, usually based on their observations and their ideas, really being open to incorporating what the fishermen are seeing and the questions that the fishermen have, and then going out and applying the scientific method to those questions. And you're bringing the fisherman's expertise, both in terms of the ecosystem and also physically how to do things on the water. I was fascinated with the idea of fish weirs as, you know, this really, really neat way to measure what's going on in the ocean at a fixed point in space and in time over a long period of time. The squid research that Ernie and I do came out of conversations in Ernie's living room. So we're monitoring how they grow in the field relative to water temperature and other environmental factors. Now that we've built this database of temperature effects on abundance in a place like Nantucket Sound, we can actually work with the people that do the surveys and help them adjust their estimates. Other than the work that I've mentioned with Ernie, I do work with fishermen out of Provincetown, modifying sea scallop dredges to reduce bycatch. We do work with shellfish farmers, trying to come up with innovative ways to grow shellfish in deeper water than it's traditionally grown, and to study how to do that in a way that doesn't endanger protected species like turtles or whales. Publication is your currency when you're involved in scientific research, and while it may not mean a whole lot to Ernie to have a list of publications with his name on them, you know, I think it's important to acknowledge his contribution. He physically helped conduct the research in the field. He provided resources. He reviewed the manuscript as I was writing it. You know, I mean, these are all things that merit co-authorship on any scientific paper, whether you have a PhD or not. I'd like to think that as the body of scientific research that's done through this collaborative process grows, that the fishing community's contributions to that science would be recognized by the scientific community and by the management community too. It validates the fishermen's skills and their observations. You know, that scientists with that academic background see fishermen as equals in that scientific process.